to see. Looks like we're live. Just waiting for confirmation on this side. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Okay, we are live. Welcome to your lunch break with John. I am, of course, John. So, I hope you have your lunch with you. Hope you're enjoying it. If not, well then, I hope you enjoy your lunch later, whenever it is. So this week, we've been talking about Star Wars philosophies and cultures that are in Star Wars. So I thought we'd end the week with Wookiees, which I think is a fun one. And then next week, I haven't decided what we're going to talk about yet. Uh, Only one suggestion has been thrown out to me. That was J. Edgar said I should talk about Star Trek philosophies, but I don't know if I want to do that. Um, Mostly because I think he's better prepared to talk about that than I am. But who knows? We'll see. I'll think of something. I'll definitely think of something. So let's give it a minute. Let some people file in. So in the meantime, I'll give some announcements. Firstly, hit the like button if you haven't already. It's always a fun thing to do. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That's even more fun to do. And check our description for all of our links to all of our stuff. You can find us and hang out with us and interact with us and other people who, for some reason, follow us. Good people, most of them. So you can go and interact with them and us. Speaking of interacting with you guys, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are doing a movie night. Not streamed, so there'll be no, streaming of. You don't have to worry about your voice or your face being out there on the internet if you don't want it to be. We'll just be. I think we're using Zoom. Not 100% sure on that, but whatever we're using, I will use. Put the link in Discord. And yes, I'm sorry, Ed. I will be adding everyone when I do so. And I think we're gonna be watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation tonight. So if you like that movie, come join us. If you haven't seen it, firstly, what's wrong with you? And secondly, come join us and fix that horribly, like, awful mistake. Really, it's a tragedy if you haven't seen it yet. So make sure you come and see it with us. And then, of course, we'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern to do our normal generational gap episode. So make sure you join us for that stuff. Now, with that crap out of the way, let's get on to the subject. Today we are talking about Wookiees. I think most people know, even people who haven't seen Star Wars know Chewbacca at the very least. And he's actually a pretty good representation of Wookiees in general, and following Wookiee culture, which is what we're going to talk about because I'm not sure there's really enough information to give them a philosophy. So it's really just going to be a conversation about their culture. Uh, there's a couple of interesting things. I don't think this is going to be a long stream because there's really not that much about them that's available in Star Wars canon, which of course I think is a little racist if you ask me. But what are you going to do? So firstly, they are very family oriented, very tribal, very technologically primitive. However, since they're very good, their hands are very dexterous, uh, and they're very good at like arts and crafts and that sort of thing, just making things with their hands, um, which of course translates to being good at repairing or handling superior technology. It's just that they don't really create it themselves. Um, a lot of that has to do with the fact that on and off throughout Star Wars timelines, uh, they were slaves quite often, mostly due to their immense strength and again their ability to create and build. They were used as laborers for a lot of things, whether it be from the Sith Empire or the Galactic Empire later on. So they didn't really have much of a chance to evolve technologically. They just kind of used technology that already existed. Um, and I mean their houses up in these huge trees that are on their home world of Kashyyyk. I forget what the trees are called exactly. I could look it up, I'm sure, but I don't think I can pronounce it anyway. Um, but yeah, these trees are massive. I mean, like miles tall, and they build their houses up in the tops of these trees with interlocking like rope bridges, basically rope bridges or wooden walkways that they can walk around from tree to tree and place to place. They're also very good climbers, as you might guess, due to their retractable claws, and that's something I'm going to get to in a moment is the claws. But yeah, so they're very very good climbers, so they can climb up and down these massive trees without any kind of issue. Uh, they have normal. I would say normal. What I mean is like just like ours in the real world, family relationships. So they have monogamous relationships. They actually have a marriage ceremony. Uh, they have children who stay home with the mother usually, and it is not at all uncommon for the father to leave the planet for years at a time, leaving the children to be raised by the mother. So some similarities there, I think, with our modern culture, regardless if that's a good thing or not. But that's a very common thing for them. I see Wyatt from the Breakdown with Birkenhoff has shown up. He says, "Yo, John. Yo, Wyatt. What's up?" Um, so with that, and they have a schooling system as well. So they have basically a public schooling system where the kids go during the day to learn, but they learn more survival things. They learn how to fight properly. Uh, they learn things that they need to know on the planet, not necessarily to survive on that planet without necessarily learning all the academic stuff that you would expect from a school. They also have a lot of mutual combat as well. So disagreements are often settled by duels, but not to the death usually, and certainly not with the claws, which is what I'm going to get to now. Uh, their claws obviously extremely deadly, but one of the things in their culture is that they don't use their claws as weapons ever. You never use your claws as a weapon because that separates them from beasts, just from like non sentient beasts. So it's actually probably the highest crime that a Wookiee can commit is to use their claw, especially on a member of their own species, but to use their claw in general as a weapon is absolutely verboten. Absolutely forbidden. And anyone who does is labeled a mad claw, is what they call them, and exiled or put to death, depending on who it is, their station in the society, and you know what they did specifically. So that's one of the biggest things. Let's see. Wyatt says Star Wars talk. Yeah. This is the last one though for this week. After this week, we'll be doing another topic next week. And J. Edgar says, "Can you speak Wookiee?" I cannot. No, I cannot speak Wookiee. But I'm glad you showed up, Ed. You see, I see. I've noticed that all those pings helped you get here on time, so that's good. um, yeah, like I said, this is probably going to be a shorter one because there's really not that much known about Wookiees because it doesn't really matter to the Star Wars universe. They're basically just like a novelty species. You know, there's not a whole lot of background behind them. Let's see. What else do I have? Let me look at my notes here. Um, they apparently brew some like super potent beer that normal humans can't drink. So that's interesting, I guess. I want to try a sip. um, let's see. They have no way of farming, so they're not even. What's the word? Well, they don't have anything agricultural in the way of agriculture. So they hunt for their food, essentially. I mean, they're omnivores, so they'll eat, you know, vegetables and meat, but they mainly eat meat just because it's out of convenience. Let's see what else we got. Super good at war, yeah. Yeah, see, their language is insane. I certainly couldn't pronounce this shit. Like the language is called is that Shiriwook? Yeah, Shiriwook. I don't know. That's fucking weird. But yeah, there's no way I could pronounce any of their shit. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think that's about it. If you guys have any suggestions for topics to talk about next week, drop them in the chat, or hit me up in DMs or something like that, and I will take it into consideration. I know Ed told me before, I think yesterday, Star Trek would be a good one, but as I said at the beginning, now that he's here, I'll reiterate. As I said at the beginning, I don't know that I'm prepared for or to talk about that. I don't think I'm properly equipped to talk about Star Trek philosophies, where I think Ed would do a better job at that than I would. Yeah, he said it again, Trek philosophy. So I think, Ed, that you would be better at that than I am. I just don't think I know enough about it. I'm a casual Star Trek fan. I haven't delved as deeply into that lore as I have with Star Wars. So with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Almost 12 minutes in, just because there really isn't that much to the Wookiees. That's the fun part. You learn along with us. Yeah, but I'm not sure I can make effective arguments for or against whatever the philosophies I'm bringing up. I don't know. I'll consider it. I'm not taking it off the table. In fact, Ed, no, you're at work, aren't you? When you're doing these, when I'm doing these, so never mind. But thought it'd be kind of cool to have you on to discuss it. But I don't think I'm doing guests on the lunch break. I don't think that's a good idea anyway. So I think that's gonna be it for now. And so yeah, once again, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna be watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So, and I'll be putting the link in the Discord announcements. And that means, yes, Ed, I will be pinging you once again tonight. So look forward to that. And of course, tomorrow, no lunch break with John because I'm doing Monday through Thursday. And but we will be doing our normal Generational Gap episode tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we'll be back Monday night for Filling the Gap is what we called it. Yeah, Filling the Gap, which is just where we kind of watch funny videos that you guys submit and that we find throughout the week. So if you find anything particularly humorous that you want us to play on the show, in the Discord server we have a channel set aside for that. Funny video submissions is what it's called. So go throw videos in there that you would like to see on the show, and we may or may not pick them. So make sure they're good, and they'll get picked. Other than that, I think I'm done. I will see you guys tonight or tomorrow, depending on which one you show up to. See you guys.